What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Off the Top Rope here on the Off the Mic Sports Network. So, a big day in professional wrestling on Saturday. We had Saturday night's main event. We had NXT and the Great American Bash, and then we obviously had All In Texas, which was highlighted by the main event between Jon Moxley and Hangman Adam Page for the World Heavyweight Championship, a Texas Death Match. And I wanted to delve deeper into this because a lot of what happened in the main event of All In Texas reminded me of something. And before I make this comparison, I am not trying to be tribalistic here. There are a lot of people who have tried to be tribalistic in terms of the main event of All In Texas and comparing it to the main event of WrestleMania 40, because there were a ton of similarities between both of these matches. And to be honest with you, I think both matches were great. Both matches did the job. They stuck the landing. They made the right decision. They crowned the conquering babyface after a chaotic, wild sequence of events to lead ultimately to the dramatic conclusion, capping off a story. And I've seen a lot of people on the internet basically try to compare these two matches. There's people saying, I'm sure that I've really only seen it from AEW people because this is recency bias, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to see some of the WWE the Fed drone accounts basically say, well, hey, Cody and Roman was better than Hangman and Mox. Well, first of all, and I talked about this on my post show that you can go watch here on the channel. So really, like almost to a T, these are basically the same match. It really is. If you think about it, it's a conclusion of a really long and, big story with a babyface facing adversity, comes in, kind of conquers through a lot of trials and tribulations to get to the top. How about this? Former Shield brothers facing off against former Elite people. Hangman, Hangman and Cody, former Elite members, and former Shield brothers, Roman and Jon Moxley. How about that? And then all the run-ins, all the crazy shit, all the interference, all the bullshit that happens, all the nonsense. Really, the main difference, one of these was a Texas death match and had a death match spots. The other one was Bloodline Rules with no holds barred, a lot of interference and stuff, but there was no blood, no death match spots, really nothing of chaotic nature really that led to just a bunch of calamity. So these two matches are more similar than you think. And I don't think one really, you could chalk it down to whatever you like better. But if we're going to get into this is what drives me crazy about this fan base. And some people think I'm tribalistic. I try to be as real as I can because some of the stuff that, even I've been critical of WWE. A lot of the stuff that AEW has done recently has not been very storyline driven. This was one of those things and as much as I didn't like the Death Riders, to get to this conclusion, I'm not going to say it made it worth it, but it was a very, cathartic moment for AEW. And it almost felt like they hit the reset button. But if you want to try and compare this to WrestleMania 40, which was a great moment there, one of the great main events in the history of that event, and you want to compare it to this, guys, these are everything that happened in both these matches is why we love professional wrestling, because you have a great story, a great hook, and they're a great why. And then you have all the people getting involved. Yes, it's not perfect, and I don't usually like the main events with the people getting into this thing, but we knew this was going to happen. It was a Texas death match. Did it get a little bit over the top? Sure. But again, the stipulation, Texas death match. You literally see it. Like I get mad when AEW does spots for the sake of doing spots. This whole feud and this whole match led itself to doing that. So again, I don't understand why, hey, yes, you may not like AEW, but can we please not, or you may not like WWE, can we please just keep it to what you like and it's like, if you want to like one company, just enjoy. It was a great moment for AEW. Please don't make it about WWE. And for WWE fans, if you don't like that, hope you enjoyed Saturday night's main event. Okay? It's getting to a point with me where I'm getting sick and tired of this crap. And it may seem like some people get on me because I'm way too hard on AEW because I have a right to be. Because a lot of the stuff that they have done, I don't like because it's just wrestling and there's no story and no hook to it. Hangman had a story that we've been following since basically fall of 2023. This whole arc of him being out of the world title picture, really since that moment in 2022 when CM Punk beat him. And he's been chasing this world championship. And he had to go through Swerve and do some heinous things and go through all that to become something that he wasn't proud of, to ultimately, in a roundabout way, getting back to who he was to ultimately beat Jon Moxley and free the world championship from that briefcase. And we hated this storyline. So I just don't get why we need to get into, okay, great moment here. Why do we have to compare it? In my eyes, these are two great moments for two, like, let's call it what it is. AEW has problems, but hey, they just put on a show with nearly 30,000 people in a baseball stadium. I've been critical because I don't like how some of their fans conduct themselves on social media because, hey, they make it hard to watch this product because they keep trying to pick fights with people. And this is another example of that. It's like, guys, we get it. You had a great event. Like I said, the first 2 hours of the show dragged for like there was 3 matches in the first 2 hours of the show. It went on for 6 hours. You had your 4 big matches delivered. That main event was outstanding with a lot of great drama and a very, very satisfying conclusion. I think one of the other reasons why I'm so adamant about this too is both right guys won. Cody Rhodes is really the quarterback. He said this. He's QB1 in WWE. And I said this in the build up to this. I've been saying this for a while now. Hangman Adam Page is basically he's a cowboy equivalent of what Cody Rhodes is. He is. He's the best storyteller that they've got. He's got a great gimmick. He connects with the audience, and he's a great professional wrestler. So to see him get his moment after, in some people's eyes, he got screwed 3 years ago, to see him get that moment, it was very cathartic and it was very beautiful. Why do we have to bring this back to tribalism and just try to ruin everything and basically say, well, Hangman and Mox was better than Roman and Cody. Like we did this in the immediate aftermath. Like I remember having a conversation with people like, Dynasty that year, right after WrestleMania was literally like a couple weeks later, and Bryan Danielson faced Will Ospreay and everybody's trying to compare each match. I was like, what the fuck are we doing? The fuck are we doing? They're two different things. And then at the same time, this is almost like they're two different matches, but at the same time, they felt the same. And it's exactly why we love professional wrestling. Great storytelling and a great conclusion with a happy ending to pay off a big time story at a big event. That is what professional wrestling should be. I think it's one of the main reasons why a lot of people were fucking pissed off at what happened in the main event of WrestleMania with Cody and John Cena, because it was a flat payoff. It was, they were telling a decent story, but it was like, John Cena not being there, the heel turn kind of screwed everything up. It's just, when you have good storytelling and you have the payoff in a big time spot at a big event, it feels massive. And that's what this did. That's what WrestleMania 40 did. I don't know why we have to bring this back to which one is better and which one isn't better. Or which one's better than the other one. It's so stupid. It's the dumbest thing. There's some of these dumbass conversations that we have. They're both great. Okay? So can we please at some point just try to, you can watch whatever show you want, but at the same time, it's just like, don't bring shit up like this. This is stupid. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys. Bye-bye.